Let's go to Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg on all of this. General, I guess it's, cliche of me to say the inhumanity of all of this, but obviously now, for Vladimir Putin, this ground campaign, this war on the eastern portion of the country is his be-all and end-all, right? Is this where he is staking the entire war?
Yeah, Neil, thanks for having me. You're absolutely right. This is going to be the culminating event. Look, he's lost the first fight. That was around Kyiv. He had some of his top units just get mauled up there and had to withdraw and refit and rearm. He's actually lost a second fight, and that was the fight off of Odessa in the Black Sea when they lost to Moskva, which was the Black Sea flagship of the Russian Navy down there. That was hit with two Neptune low-skimming missiles that were anti-ship missiles that sunk that ship. Now we're in the third fight. And this is the fight that's going to be the culminating fight, because he's going to stake everything on this. He's going to use conventional tactics that they're used to use, a lot of artillery, a lot of infantry. You mentioned earlier 3/4 of the units that he's got there. I think he's committed his whole Russian army there. If he loses this fight, this is an existential loss for him. I think nobody will ever look at Russia the same way. Nobody will ever look at the Russian army the same way. I think Zelenskyy sees that. My frustration, Neil, is the fact that we should have seen this probably 40 days ago, not 50, and we're in day 55, and given him the weapons to fight this fight. He doesn't really have the right equipment, Zelenskyy doesn't, to fight this fight effectively. What I mean by that, he needs long-range artillery. We just said we give him 18 155mm howitzers. Right. But we should have given him things like the MLRS, the rocket launcher systems, which double the range of the tube artillery, because this is going to be a conventional fight. If Zelenskyy can win this one, war's over.
What, General, happens if it's neither a win or it's a draw, but it's dragged out? I mean, wouldn't that be to the detriment of Vladimir Putin? He'd have to find some face-saving gesture to pull out, but he has to take something with him, or ownership of the land his troops have already won, and Zelensky's not going to let him do that. Yeah. So where is this going?
Yeah, well, where this is going to go, and I think that Putin's hoping for 9 May because that's the victory in Europe day for him. It's kind of a very important date for him. But I don't think Zelensky's going to quit anymore. I think you're back basically into a fight to the death by both parties. And Zelensky's not going to give in, and he shouldn't. And I think we should support that. We should support him with every bit of material we can, give him artillery and aircraft and anything he needs to have the conventional fight. And then there's an unconventional fight as well. If you look on the maps, he's actually counterattacking in the south, which is important, because I've got a feeling he's trying to cut off the Ukraine, and he's fighting the Donbass and also fighting in the south well. And if Putin keeps focusing in on the Donbass, he can't be strong everywhere, and he may have, and Zelenskyy may have an opportunity to cut his forces off. It's going to be interesting to watch over the next 14 days, because I think the fight is just now joined, and we'll see where it goes. Unfortunately, the equipment that we're going to give him won't show up for a while. Stuff just didn't show up overnight. It'll take a couple of weeks for that stuff to get into the fight, and hopefully they'll have the ammunition and the equipment they can to fight the current fight they've got.
General, we'll watch very, very closely. Thank you very much, and for your service to this country, sir. We'll be keeping an eye on that. Also, keep